Hi everybody. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the whirlwind of drama unfolding in Port Charles as we preview the explosive events set for Monday, July 7th. From shocking family revelations to unexpected breakups and simmering mob tensions, this episode promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Let's unpack every juicy detail, explore hidden motivations, and speculate on the ripple effects of each character's actions in this all-new, expanded exploration of General Hospital's latest twists. Rocco Falcone's emotional outburst over surrogacy secrets. In a heart-wrenching confrontation, Rocco Falcone finds himself grappling with a bombshell that shakes the very foundation of his identity. At the Spencer family home, the air is thick with tension as Rocco demands answers from his mother, Lulu Spencer, about a long-buried secret involving Britt Westburn. Having stumbled upon a dossier of information compiled by Brook Lynn, Rocco's world is turned upside down as he learns that Lulu isn't the one who gave birth to him. "How could you keep something this huge from me? Britt was the one who carried me, not you," he exclaims in a preview clip, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and betrayal. The raw emotion in his words cuts deep, revealing a young man struggling to reconcile the life he thought he knew with the shocking truth. Lulu, caught off guard by her son's discovery, tries to navigate the treacherous waters of this revelation with care. She recounts the intricate and painful saga of a stolen embryo, dark chapter orchestrated by forces beyond her control. She explains how she was unaware that Ben Westburn was, in fact, her biological child until much later, a twist of fate that left her grappling with guilt and loss. Despite her earnest attempt to reassure Rocco that this changes nothing about their bond, her words fall on deaf ears. Rocco's rage simmers as he processes the years of secrecy surrounding Britt's role in his origin story. He wonders aloud if there are other secrets lurking in his family's past, his trust in Lulu visibly shaken. This confrontation is more than just a family spat. It's a pivotal moment that could reshape Rocco's understanding of his place in the world, leaving viewers pondering how this rift might impact their relationship long-term. Brook Lynn's attempt at reconciliation. Meanwhile, across town, Brook Lynn reflects on her own tangled history with Lulu. In a candid conversation with Cody Bell at a cozy diner, she expresses a desire to bury the hatchet and move forward. "Someone had to step up and be the bigger person, right?" she muses over a steaming cup of coffee, her tone laced with a hint of regret. Brook Lynn admits that clinging to old grudges has only drained her energy, and she's ready to let go of the animosity that has defined her relationship with Lulu for far too long. She even hints at a newfound perspective on life, perhaps influenced by recent events in Port Charles that have reminded her of the fragility of family ties. What Brook Lynn doesn't realize, however, is the storm she has unwittingly unleashed. The file on Rocco's surrogacy, which she had been researching out of curiosity, has fallen into the wrong hands. And beknownst to her, Rocco discovered the documents, igniting the fiery confrontation with Lulu. When Lulu eventually pieces together that Brook Lynn's meddling is the catalyst for her son's outburst, the fallout could be catastrophic. Will Lulu lash out at Brook Lynn, accusing her of overstepping boundaries? Or will this misunderstanding reignite their feud with even greater intensity? The answers lie just around the corner, promising a clash of emotions and accusations that could fracture friendships in Port Charles. Josslyn Jack's dramatic breakup with Vaughn. Switching gears to matters of the heart, Josslyn Jax finds herself at a crossroads with Vaughn in a scene that unfolds in the bustling heart of Port Charles. In a crowded cafe, under the watchful eyes of passersby, Josslyn delivers a cutting declaration. "This isn't working, Vaughn. We're done." Her voice carries a sharpness that masks a deeper complexity, leaving onlookers and perhaps even Vaughn himself wondering if this is truly the end. The public nature of the breakup adds a layer of intrigue, as Josslyn seems to be playing a role for an unseen audience. Could this be a calculated move to throw someone off their trail? Or is Josslyn genuinely ready to walk away? Behind closed doors, however, the dynamic between Josslyn and Vaughn tells a different story. Away from prying eyes, their connection appears to deepen, with whispered conversations and lingering glances hinting at a bond that refuses to be severed. Carly Spencer, ever the protective mother, might witness this public spectacle and later corner Josslyn for a heart-to-heart under the dim lights of their family kitchen. "What's really going on with you and Vaughn?" Carly might press, her maternal instinct sensing there's more to the story. Josslyn's evasiveness could spark concern, setting the stage for Carly to dig deeper into her daughter's secretive behavior. This subplot weaves a thread of mystery through the episode, inviting speculation about whether Josslyn is guarding her heart or hiding something far more dangerous. Carly Spencer's candid confession to Joe Palmieri. Elsewhere, Carly Spencer sits down with Giovanni Joe Palmieri for a conversation that lays bare the complexities of her life with Sonny Corinthos. Under the soft glow of evening in a quiet corner of Port Charles, Carly opens up about the duality of loving a man like Sonny. "I'd be lying if I told you there isn't another side to him," she admits, her voice heavy with the weight of years spent navigating his world. She paints a vivid picture of Sonny's fierce loyalty and unwavering devotion to his familiar man who would move mountains to protect those he loves. Yet, she doesn't shy away from the darker truths, acknowledging the perilous realities of being tied to a mob boss. Carly's words carry a warning as she reflects on how Sonny's enemies often target his loved ones to strike at him. She might recount a chilling memory of a close call from years past, a moment when danger crept too close to home, forever altering her perspective. Her admission that Tracy Quartermain's fears about Sonny's influence aren't entirely baseless adds depth to her confession, revealing a woman torn between love and the harsh truths of her reality. For Joe, this conversation is a window into the high stakes of the Corinthos family, potentially influencing how he views his own place in this intricate web. Will Carly's honesty strengthen her bond with Joe, or will it plant seeds of doubt about the path he's chosen? Anna Devane's tense interrogation of Jen Sidwell. On another front, Anna Devane steps into the fray with her trademark determination, confronting Jen Sidwell in a dimly lit, tension-filled room at the police station. Her piercing questions cut through the silence as she seeks clarity on a brewing conflict that threatens Port Charles. But Sidwell, ever the enigma, deflects with a steely resolve, his cryptic response sending a chill down Anna's spine. "If you want answers, look to Sonny Corinthos," he retorts, his words dripping with unspoken implications. This stonewalling only fuels Anna's resolve, as she mentally catalogs every nuance of Sidwell's demeanor for future reference. This exchange hints at a deeper connection between Sidwell and Sonny, one that Anna is determined to unravel. Could Sidwell be holding a grudge from a past betrayal, or is he merely a pawn in a larger game? Anna's relentless pursuit of the truth underscores her role as Port Charles' moral compass, but it also places her squarely in the crosshairs of dangerous forces. As she steps out into the night, her mind races with theories, setting the stage for a showdown that could expose hidden alliances and long-buried secrets. Sonny Corinthos' desperate bid to contain the mob feud. Finally, Sonny Corinthos meets with Laura Collins under the flickering lights of a secluded park bench, his demeanor a mix of urgency and calculated calm. He proposes a strategy to mitigate the escalating mob feud that threatens to engulf Port Charles in chaos. There might be a way to limit the damage, he suggests, his voice low but firm as he outlines a plan that could neutralize the immediate threat. Laura, however, wears her skepticism like armor, her eyes narrowing as she weighs the risks of trusting Sonny's methods. Having seen the collateral damage of mob wars before, she questions whether his approach will truly protect the innocent or simply delay the inevitable. The tension between Sonny and Sidwell remains a ticking time bomb, with each man's moves calculated to outmaneuver the other. Sonny's determination to shield his family clashes with the harsh realities of his underworld ties, while Laura's position as mayor adds a layer of civic duty to her hesitation. This conflict is far from resolved, promising more twists and turns as alliances shift and betrayals come to light. Viewers are left to wonder if Sonny's plan will hold or if it will crumble under the weight of unforeseen consequences. Next, we will delve into a gripping and heart-wrenching storyline brewing in Port Charles this summer, where Sasha Gilmore might be facing a deadly threat. However, a jaw-dropping twist suggests that her parents, Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton, could be masterminding an elaborate plan to fake her death in a desperate bid to protect her and her newborn daughter, Daisy. With danger lurking around every corner, new alliances forming, and emotional stakes higher than ever, let's explore the intricate web of secrets, schemes, and speculation surrounding this dramatic turn of events in General Hospital. A looming threat to Sasha and Daisy. In the quiet aftermath of Sasha Gilmore's life-changing moment welcoming her daughter, Daisy, with Michael Corinthos' shadow of menace creeps closer to the young mother. The The joy of Daisy's rival has been tainted by the lingering chaos of Sasha's paternity bombshell, which exploded during Michael's heated custody battle. As if the emotional turmoil weren't enough, whispers of a sinister new danger targeting Sasha have begun to circulate through the cobblestone streets of Port Charles. Could this threat be linked to the infamous Jen Sidwell, whose ongoing feud with Sonny Corinthos marks him as a prime suspect? The chilling possibility that Sidwell might strike at Sasha to destabilize Michael sends shivers down the spine, raising the stakes for everyone involved. Picture this: late at night, in the dimly lit corridors of General Hospital, a mysterious figure lingers near Sasha's room, their intentions shrouded in darkness. The tension is palpable, and fans are left to wonder if this unseen predator will strike before help can arrive. Robert and Holly's covert operation. Enter Robert Scorpio and Holly Sutton, Sasha's fiercely protective parents, whose storied past with the WSB World Security Bureau equips them with the skills to navigate life and death scenarios. Word on the street suggests that the duo might soon return to Port Charles, their arrival heralded by a clandestine mission to safeguard their daughter. Drawing on their covert expertise, Robert and Holly could be hatching a daring plan to stage Sasha's death, a ruse designed to throw potential attackers like Sidwell off her trail. Imagine the meticulous planning in a hidden safe house on the outskirts of town, where forged documents, staged crime scenes, and encrypted communications come together to create a convincing illusion. Their WSB connections could ensure the operation's success, providing fake medical records and even a decoy body if needed. Yet, the decision to keep this scheme a secret from key figures like Michael and Carly Spencer looms large, as the emotional fallout of such deception could fracture trust irreversibly. The question remains, will this audacious gambit shield Sasha and Daisy from harm, or will the weight of the lie tear their family apart before the danger even passes? Michael's heartbreak and search for truth. If Robert and Holly succeed in pulling off this Fox tragedy, the impact on Michael Corinthos could be devastating. Unaware of the elaborate charade, Michael might find himself plunged into an abyss of grief, mourning the loss of Sasha just as their bond had been rekindled through their shared love for Daisy. Picture Michael standing alone at a somber memorial service by the waterfront, the cold wind mirroring the emptiness in his heart as he clutches a photo of Sasha and their daughter. The pain of losing her, compounded by his recent custody victory over Willow Corinthos, might drive him to seek solace and answers from Jason Morgan, a steadfast ally in turbulent times. Michael's sharp instincts could lead him to uncovering inconsistencies in the story of Sasha's demise, perhaps a cryptic clue tied to deception, the cosmetics company entwined with her past. As he digs deeper, late-night stakeouts and whispered conversations in dimly lit diners hint at his growing suspicion. Will Michael unravel Robert and Holly's plan before they're ready to reveal the truth, or will his relentless pursuit put Sasha and Daisy in even greater peril? Ripple effects on Willow and the Corinthos family. The reverberations of Sasha's supposed death would extend far beyond Michael, touching lives across Port Charles with unexpected consequences. Willow Corinthos, already navigating the manipulative schemes of Drew Quartermain, might find herself softened by the news of Sasha's passing. Standing in her quiet kitchen, stirring a cup of tea that grows cold in her hands, Willow could reflect on her past with Michael and the shared struggles that once bound them. This tragedy might prompt her to extend an olive branch to her ex-husband, a gesture of compassion amidst their fractured history. Meanwhile, Carly Spencer, ever the protective matriarch, might wrestle with her own grief and fury, suspecting that Sonny's underworld dealings indirectly led to this loss. Her confrontations with Sonny at the Corinthos estate could be charged with emotion, her voice cracking as she demands to know if Sidwell's vendetta is to blame. The weight of keeping this secret from the Corinthos family adds another layer of complexity to Robert and Holly's plan, as any slip could ignite a firestorm of blame and retribution among Port Charles' most powerful players. Community shock and suspicion in Port Charles. The news of Sasha's demise would send shockwaves through the tight-knit community, leaving friends and allies reeling from the apparent loss. Nina Reeves, who has shared a complicated history with Sasha, might collapse into tears at Kelly's diner, her heart breaking over memories of their tumultuous yet tender connection. Alexis Davis, always a pillar of strength, could find herself grappling with quiet sorrow as she pens an obituary for the local paper, her words tinged with regret for unresolved conversations. Laura Collins, with her keen political instincts and deep ties to the town, might sense something amiss in the official narrative, her suspicions turning toward the WSB's shadowy influence. Picture Laura in her office at City Hall, poring over reports late into the night, her brow furrowed as she connects the dots between Robert, Holly, and this sudden tragedy. Keeping Sonny at bay proves an even greater challenge, as the mob boss's protective instincts flare over the loss of the mother of his newest granddaughter. If even a whisper of deception reaches his ears, the consequences could be explosive late-night confrontations in back alleys, where Sonny's men dig for the truth with ruthless determination. Sidwell's reaction, and the plan's fragility. The ultimate test of Robert and Holly's scheme lies in whether Jen Sidwell takes the bait. If the ruse convinces him that Sasha is truly gone, it could redirect his dangerous focus elsewhere, temporarily easing the threat to her and Daisy. Envision Sidwell in a smoky underground lair, a smug grin spreading across his face as he reads falsified news of Sasha's death, believing his plan to destabilize Michael has succeeded. Yet, the slightest misstep, a misplaced detail, a witness who saw too much could unravel everything, exposing the deception and placing Sasha in greater danger than before. The precarious nature of this operation keeps tension at a boiling point, as every move must be calculated with surgical precision. Fans are left biting their nails, imagining scenarios where Sidwell's spies infiltrate General Hospital or intercept a coded message, potentially turning the hunters into the hunted. The stakes couldn't be higher, as one false move might not only jeopardize Sasha's safety but also endanger everyone involved in the cover-up. Fan reactions and ethical dilemmas. As whispers of this potential storyline spread, the General Hospital fanbase is abuzz with mixed emotions. Many are thrilled at the prospect of Robert and Holly's return, eager to see the iconic duo wield their espionage prowess once more. Late-night online forums buzz with excitement over nostalgic callbacks to their past adventures, with some fans sketching out elaborate theories of how their WSB ties might intersect with Sonny's empire. However, others express deep concern over the emotional toll on Sasha, who has already endured unimaginable trauma. The recent scene of baby Daisy potentially at risk in her crib struck a raw nerve, with viewers flooding social media with pleas to spare Sasha further pain. Ethical questions loom large. Is it right to subject Michael and others to such profound grief, even temporarily, for the sake of protection? And what of Daisy, who might grow up without her mother's presence for too long if the plan extends beyond a few weeks? These debates add a poignant layer to the narrative, inviting viewers to ponder the cost of safety in a world rife with danger. Next, in the midst of a joyous occasion, little Daisy Celeste's christening, Mitchell Corinthos lets slip a pair of deeply personal revelations to Sasha Corbin under the soft glow of stained glass windows at St. Timothy's Church. With a forced smile masking his inner turmoil, Michael admitted that the third-degree burns he suffered months ago still haunt him with sporadic pain. More alarmingly, he confided that he had taken a pain pill that very morning, not because he was in agony at the time, but as a preemptive measure. "It's going to be a long day, and I can't risk the discomfort ruining Daisy's moment," he murmured, his voice tinged with a quiet desperation that Sasha couldn't help but notice. The idyllic setting of the christening, with pastel decorations and the gentle hum of organ music, stood in stark contrast to the dark undertones of Michael's words. This moment raises a critical question among fans. Could this cautious use of medication be the first step down a dangerous path toward dependency? Echoes of trauma from the penthouse explosion. The roots of Michael's current struggles trace back to a catastrophic event that left both physical and emotional scars. Penthouse explosion tied to his father Sonny Corinthos. Dangerous business dealings. During the July 1st episode, fleeting but vivid flashbacks grip Michael, transporting him back to that January day when flames and chaos engulfed his world. As he stood in the church, his mind replayed the deafening blast and searing heat that left him with lasting injuries. A parallel tragedy unfolded in his memory. Christina Corinthos Davis trapped in the firebomb Charlie's pub, a harrowing incident that, while leaving her unscathed, deepened Michael's sense of helplessness. The trauma isn't just skin deep, it festers in his psyche, evident in the way his hands tremble slightly when recalling that fateful day. Though General Hospital previously touched on his rehabilitation at the renowned Baden-Baden facility, whispers around Port Charles suggest he may have skipped crucial therapy sessions amidst his physical recovery. Could this gap in emotional healing be fueling his current vulnerability, setting the stage for a darker storyline? The slippery slope of painkiller use. Michael's candid admission about using painkillers prophylactically to ward off potential discomfort during a busy day mirrors a common practice encouraged by some doctors for patients in recovery. Imagine him sitting in a sterile consultation room months ago, his physician at General Hospital advising, "If you anticipate a strenuous day, a pill can help keep the pain at bay." This guidance, meant to ease his transition back to normalcy, now casts a shadow of doubt. What begins as a practical precaution could morph into a crutch, especially for someone bearing the weight of unresolved trauma. Picture Michael at home in the quiet of the Quartermain mansion, staring at a bottle of pills on his nightstand, debating whether to take one just in case even on calmer days. The ease of access, combined with the lingering memories of the explosion, paints a troubling picture. In Port Charles, where secrets and struggles often intertwine, fans are left wondering if this seemingly innocuous habit is the precursor to a full-blown addiction arc that could test Michael's resilience like never before. Emotional turmoil as fertile ground for dependency. Beyond the physical pain, Michael's life has been a roller coaster of emotional upheaval, creating fertile ground for substance abuse to take root. The dissolution of his marriage to Willow Tate, a once steadfast pillar in his tumultuous world, has left him adrift, grappling with loneliness in the sprawling corridors of his family estate. Add to this the pressure of single fatherhood to Daisy and the constant undercurrent of danger tied to Sonny's mob ties. And it's easy to see why Michael might seek solace in the numbing escape of painkillers. Envision late-night moments where he sits alone in his study, the silence broken only by Daisy's soft coos through a baby monitor, as he wrestles with memories of happier times with Willow. Each pill could represent a fleeting reprieve from not just physical aches but the emotional wounds that have scarred him since the start of 2025. This layered struggle of physical recovery intertwined with mental strife amplifies the risk, making his potential slide into dependency a compelling, if heartbreaking, narrative for General Hospital to explore. The penthouse explosion's lasting impact on family dynamics. The penthouse explosion didn't just scar Michael, it reverberated through the Corinthos family, reshaping relationships in ways that continue to influence his current state. Sonny Corinthos, whose business inadvertently placed Michael in harm's way, carries a silent burden of guilt that manifests in overprotective gestures, perhaps slipping extra security around Michael's home under the guise of routine checks. Meanwhile, Christina, having narrowly escaped her own fiery ordeal at Charlie's pub, might notice subtle changes in her brother's demeanor, recalling how he shielded her during family crises. Imagine a tense family dinner at the Corinthos compound, where unspoken tensions simmer as Michael deflects questions about his health with tight-lipped smiles. A bottle of pills hidden in his jacket pocket. Carly Spencer, ever the intuitive mother, could pick up on his evasiveness, her maternal instincts urging her to confront him in a quiet moment by the fireplace. These dynamics hint at a broader family struggle to heal, where Michael's potential dependency could become the catalyst for either unity or deeper discord. Speculation among fans and future storyline possibilities. As whispers of Michael's confession spread through the General Hospital fandom, speculation runs rampant about where this storyline might lead. Online fan groups buzz with theories, some envisioning a dramatic intervention staged by Carly and Jason Morgan at a local diner, where Michael is forced to confront his growing reliance on medication. Others imagine a darker turn, picturing him spiraling in secret, hiding empty pill bottles in the back of his desk drawer while maintaining a facade of control during Quartermain family meetings. A fictional twist could see a new character, empathetic therapist recently transferred to General Hospital under Michael's orbit, offering a lifeline through counseling that he's long avoided. Alternatively, arrival of Sonny's might exploit Michael's vulnerability, slipping him stronger substances under the guise of stronger relief, deepening the addiction plot. These possibilities keep viewers on edge, eager to see if Michael will seek help or succumb to the shadows of his pain, both literal and figurative, and the episodes ahead. The broader implications for Port Charles. Michael's potential battle with painkiller dependency isn't just a personal crisis, it could send ripples through Port Charles, affecting business, romance, and alliances. At Deception, where he holds influence, his distracted state might lead to costly oversights, drawing concern from colleagues like Maxie Jones, who notices his frequent absences at strategy meetings. Romantically, Sasha, privy to his confession, could find herself torn between supporting him as a friend and fearing for Daisy's future if Michael's condition worsens. Think late-night phone calls where she hesitates to voice her growing alarm. Even the mob underworld, always a specter in the Corinthos family, might sense weakness, with figures like Jen Sidwell plotting to use Michael's struggle as leverage against Sonny. Envision a clandestine meeting in a shadowy warehouse where whispered plans target Michael's fragility, adding external pressure to his internal battle. This storyline, if pursued, promises to weave Michael's personal demons into the larger tapestry of Port Charles drama, ensuring no corner of the town remains untouched by his plight.